So today we are rebuilding the dual engine go-kart that I built many years ago. I want to say I maybe built this thing around 3 years ago, and ever since, me and my friends have had a ton of fun with this thing, done a lot of crazy stuff, and had a lot of fun. But yeah, it's been sitting outside ever since. I haven't thrown a tarp over it or anything. It's not really rusted that bad. The paint job has lasted pretty well. But today we're finally pulling it back out, pulling it back into the shop, and rebuilding it. Alright, so my original idea for rebuilding this go-kart was just to replace most of the basic stuff to just get this thing running again. Replacing the tires, getting better performance parts for these engines, getting these engines running again. Possibly replace the rear axle. I think this one's bent. New suspension. The suspension, while it works pretty good, it does bottom out if you hit really big bumps. It bottoms out right there. This front suspension kind of does the same. It bottoms out. Giving this, new seat, new steering wheel, making the steering a whole lot better because right now it's kind of frozen and it locks up. But mainly I was just going to replace most of the stuff just to get this thing running again and leave it how it is with the frame. But about a year ago, I had an idea for a different type of frame design, and I've been wanting to try it for a very long time, and I think this would be the perfect opportunity to try this new frame design idea I had about a year ago. Now, I'm not going to say what this idea is. I'm more just going to do it and let you guys figure out what I'm doing as I go along. But I don't want to replace too much of this go-kart. I want to keep it mainly how it is. I don't want to replace so much that you don't recognize it as it was. I still want to keep this looking the same way it is, but I'm more just going to be replacing a major component with a design idea that's a whole lot better than what is on here now. So yeah, I'm going to get to work with replacing some parts on here, and hopefully when I'm done, it's going to be a whole lot more fun to drive. Oh, that's nasty. so this was the design idea that I had probably a year ago. Basically, all this really is two separate swing arms that move up and down independently from each other. This engine is going to be powering this wheel. This engine is going to be powering this wheel. I am going to have, a brake on each wheel, and this is actually probably going to work a whole lot better than the normal design I do with the one single swing arm with the engine in the middle, one axle connecting both tires. This is probably going to work a whole lot better than that. And because I have, a lot wider wheelbase in the back than I do in the front, I will have to rebuild most of the front end, replace all the A-arms in the front. I know I said in the beginning of this video that I didn't want to change too much on this go-kart, and then I went right ahead and started cutting up more than half this frame. But really, after I sat down and figured out how I was going to make this happen, I figured out that to be able to do this, I really need to replace more than I wanted to. So, really it's not the end of the world that I'm having to basically chop up more than half this frame and rebuild most of it. Really, this go-kart wasn't the best looking, and it definitely had some design flaws, so I'm not really worried about basically chopping up more than half and rebuilding most of it. Now, before I end the video, I actually finally made an Instagram account. For those of you who don't know, I do have a Facebook account, but personally, I really don't like Facebook. I don't like how they do stuff, and I really haven't gotten on Facebook in a couple months. So I apologize to everybody who's tried to message me on Facebook or ask me questions or follow me on Facebook, and I really have been ignoring that. I apologize to you guys, but really I don't ever go on Facebook, and I really don't like how Facebook is and how they do stuff and stuff like that. So that's why I made an Instagram account. If you want to follow me on something, follow me on Instagram. I'll have a link in the description below to that. I try to post like 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, basically of just what I'm doing that day. Now I have to thank Go Power Sports for sending me all the parts I use for this project. Almost everything you see here, I'll be leaving links to all this stuff in the description below. Go check all that out. But yeah, I gotta end the video here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and have a nice day.